folks. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We are doing a reading for the total solar eclipse that's going through the United States, and most people are going to be able to see it. I'm in Texas, so I'm actually going to be able to see the event, weather permitting. We're supposed to have some cloudy, rainy weather. So I have 3 decks for you to choose from. We're going to get some messages from spirit guides, from ancestors, what they want you to know while this solar eclipse is going on. So you have the Lenormand cards, the 7th sphere Lenormand cards. You have the White Star, I believe it's the White Numen Tarot. And then you have the Numinous Tarot. Something about that Numen, okay? What I want you to do is pause the video and pick the deck that you resonate with the most, and then go to that part of the video, and I'll see you there. Lenormand, you are up first. You're the 7th sphere Lenormand cards, and I've already shuffled and laid them out for you. You have the Star first. You have the Sun second. You have Clover third, and that's in the center of the reading. I did a 5-card spread for you folks. You have Child next. And last and not least, you've got Fish. That's at the very end. With the central card being the Clover, I'm getting a sensation that there are some risks and rewards to do with what it is you want to do with your finances. And I'm saying finances because I have Star on one end and Fish, there we go, Fish on the other. And that's about wishes, hopes, and dreams that you have about something valuable. It doesn't need to be finances necessarily, although finances are valuable to a whole lot of us. There's something that you want to do with what is valuable to you. Could be property, could be finances, could be a business. No relationship. I was wondering if it was a relationship, and Spirit said no. It could be for some, okay? That's for a minority. This is going to be about something that is precious and dear. You can see in the middle of this particular card that there is a pearl. And I've always thought of that, in this particular version of the Lenormand, I've always thought of that as the pearl of great price. What is something that you have sacrificed a lot for in order to have? You've got some dreams. You've got some hopes for that thing, that pearl of great price for you. And with the central card being the Clover, that's about both risks and rewards. There is some luck here. But with these cards bookending each other, I'm wondering if there isn't some naivete, some thinking. There's some kind of line of thinking that's a little bit too surface, a little bit too lighthearted when it comes to this incredibly valuable thing that either you want to have, or you have recently gotten, or you've had it within your grasp now for a while. Think carefully about what it is you want to do with this pearl of great price. And by the way, koi too. Koi are expensive, right? Naturally. But a lot of people value them. There's something about taking out the immaturity when it comes to this pearl of great price, what you hold most valuable. Take that immaturity out, and you might be able to take the risks out of this transaction out. There is the potential for success here, but first you need to wipe out the immaturity, the youthfulness when it comes to this particular price that you might end up having to pay. If you can minimize the risks, be aware of the trade-offs, there is a higher likelihood that you are going to get the thing that you want to get without too many pressure points, too many pain points. So, what I like about Lenormand is that it is quick and to the point. To the audience that chose this, I wish you the best of luck in this particular transaction. Yeah, and I hope that you have a great solar eclipse too. Take care. White Newman Tarot, folks, we are taking a look at your cards. I pulled 6 for you, folks. You have the Two of Wands in reverse. You have the, if I can pull it up, the Knight of Cups in reverse. You have the Eight of Cups in reverse. You have the Seven of Swords. And I'll slow down a little bit for you guys to look at these cards so that you can get the imagery, okay? There is an oracle card with this particular deck. It's the White Newman. We'll discuss that in just a second. And then you've got the Empress, okay? So what I'm getting from the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups is that you're not planning on offering your cup of love to anyone. These are not plans that you're making. So it might catch you by surprise when an opportunity comes into your life and you're dead set on protecting yourself. There's the real risk that you could end up closing yourself off from a beautiful new opportunity that you originally wanted, but maybe a lot of time passed and you just said, I want to move on. It's really painful, but I don't want to think about this anymore. It's so painful that I just want this out of my heart. There we go. This Knight of Cups is protecting themselves. There is no gender in tarot, okay? This Knight of Cups is really protecting themselves because they've been hurt before, possibly in other relationships, where they really wanted things to work out and they didn't for whatever reason. It's possible that you put in a lot of love and emotional effort, a lot of emotional labor into these past relationships. And with this Two of Wands in reverse, you are planning against going into another dating partnership. Or it doesn't have to be a romantic partnership. This could be a deep friendship. This could be making a chosen family, for instance, if your regular family doesn't work out. But you're actively planning to avoid this. And I'm seeing with this Eight of Cups, you don't want to touch this energy anymore. But I'm also getting looped back around. You're being encouraged to loop back around to those wishes and dreams that you wanted when it came to being the Knight of Cups. Offering your cup of love. There we go. Offering your cup of love, if it'll focus. Do I need to do this? But you're being asked to loop back around to those hopes and dreams that you had when you felt a little bit younger, a little bit less experienced. Maybe you've seen a lot of the cruelties of the world and you're just tired of putting your heart out there and it getting stabbed, trampled on, bruised, mutilated, fill in the blank, dude. But you're tired of this, and yet there's something about your arc that is bringing you back around to something that maybe you're kind of not ready emotionally to revisit. You're being asked to revisit it nonetheless. And I can see right here, this is a really powerful image. This is backwards. The Seven of Swords. It's not backwards, sorry. This is the Seven of Swords for the White Newman Tarot. It's a really powerful image. He is well aware of what's happening. He feels like he's just going to relax and go to his death. He doesn't care particularly. He's just expecting to get stabbed, mutilated, bruised. Like I was saying just literally a second ago, you're expecting the worst when it comes to offering your cup of love. By the way, these guys are on top of each other. The way I've laid them out, they're on top of each other. So you're expecting to get hurt again like you've been hurt in the past. Spirit's asking you to do some really hard work and let go of this. By the way, these guys are on top of each other. You're not planning on looping back around. But if you want the absolute best out of life, if you want to reach your highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, do the looping back around. Revisit those hopes and dreams. This might not happen again. This won't happen again. And take that with a grain of salt. Again, I've said before in other videos, some relationships are meant to stay fractured. They're not meant to come back together. You must use your personal common sense, your intuition, any advice from your ancestors and spirit guides that you may have. You need to use that tremendously. Some relationships are meant to stay broken and left behind in the dust. Others, though, are not. You're supposed to loop back around. Don't come into this with such a pessimistic idea of relationships. It's not always going to be this way. Let's talk about this card. This is about moving in positive directions. This is an oracle card associated with the White Newman Tarot. There's an opposite for this, the Black Newman. We can maybe look at that later if it comes up in a reading. But for this is about moving in the direction that Spirit is propelling you. This is about good luck. This is about reaching your highest self. This is about getting unexpectedly good results. And by the way, these guys are stacked on top of each other. You see that? You weren't planning on this. You weren't planning on looping back around. But when you do, you get some tremendously beautiful luck, some tremendously beautiful results that you weren't expecting. Again, this lands below the Two of Wands. You're not expecting this. You weren't planning for it, that's for sure. Regardless of your gender identity, this is the aspect of yourself that you need to get in touch with yourself. We all have our own balances of the Emperor and the Empress within ourselves, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But everybody needs to be in contact with both of those aspects in order to reach their highest selves. I'm getting that this relationship that's coming in for you, this new opportunity for a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic, familial, whatever, this is going to bring you in touch with an aspect of yourself that needs to be gotten in touch with. Maybe you have protected this aspect of yourself because it has gotten hurt, mutilated, bruised, cut up. Fill in the blank for yourself, okay? It's gotten really, really hurt. You're expecting to be hurt. And yet, look at how powerful this particular Empress is. She looks amazing. She looks absolutely in charge of her kingdom. And this is the aspect you're supposed to embody, and not so much this. I'm going to put my heart out there, and I'm going to get hurt again, just like all the other times. Again, this Empress is a warrior in her own right. I'm not saying that you won't get hurt again. You will. That is life, unfortunately. I'm not going to lie to you in that department. However, missing this particular love opportunity is not something that you should be doing. You should not be protecting yourself. You need to be the warrior aspect. And I say I'm the female, feminine. Yes, for some people, you're just flat out not going to identify with that as much as you might with the emperor or with simply the non-binary aspect. Respect. We have balances of gender identities within all of ourselves. You're supposed to get in touch with the aspect of yourself that is of water, emotion, intuition, feeling your way through stuff. Negative and positive. You're being asked to keep an open heart in spite of all the bruises that you've encountered throughout life. Do not protect yourself from this beautiful emotional opportunity, offering your cup of love to somebody or allowing somebody to come in and offer their cup of love to you and accepting it. For the audience that chose the White Newman Tarot, I wish you the very best total solar eclipse, and I'll see you later. If you picked the Numinous Tarot, welcome. I've already shuffled for you and I've laid out your cards. You have the Seven of Candles. That's your first card. You have the Star in reverse. And I hope it focuses. I think it needs to not see my face. Maybe. We'll work on that. You have the Mystic of Candles, also known as the King of Wands if you're used to the Rider-Waite-Smith system. You have the Two of Vials. You have the Eight of Candles, and it's in reverse. Last and not least, you've got the Hanged One. Okay? This feels like the audience that picked this is used to being attacked for those things which set them apart. The figure here is on a catwalk, and I don't know whether you can see, but the faces in the crowd are not happy. They're not joyful. They're not applauding for this particular character on the catwalk. This person is still having to keep their head up and walking. They still must walk forward even while they know people are not cheering them on. You are used to people not cheering you on in spite of any successes that you may have had in life. You are so used to being attacked, in fact, that you have lost hope you've lost faith in humanity, is what I heard. Maybe not so much the universe, although I do get the feeling that some of you have lost faith in the universe to bring you somebody that you can connect to. These cards are above and below each other, okay? You desperately want someone to connect to. You want someone to be attracted to you for who you are, in spite of just a whole crowd of people. You want people to connect to you as you are, to see you for who you are and love you for who you are and be genuinely joyful for you when you put your unique aspects of yourself out there and on display. And you feel like at this point, that you're never going to find this person or this group of people even. This could have to do with chosen family. This could have to do with your blood relatives, if you will. This could have to do with a romantic partnership. Maybe the people that you've dated have never appreciated you for who you were, and you feel utterly stuck. You don't feel like you can do anything. And I said stuck. Here we go. You've also got the Eight of Candles or the Eight of Wands underneath this particular, I'm going to get my stuff organized. You've got your Eight of Candles underneath the Mystic right here, the King of Wands. You're accustomed to being stuck and waiting for something to happen. You want to take control of your situation, but whenever you try to take control of your situation, it feels like things slip out of your control. Things happen that are outside of your control, and you don't feel like there's any way that you can influence them to go in your general direction. And it feels like this influence just hangs out. It just stays the same. More of the same people. Even if you meet new people, somehow you attract more of the kind of people that you don't want to. And even though you have a deep desire for people who understand you, it doesn't feel like you can ever reach them. This is the time to stop struggling and to just listen to what the universe has to download for you. If you really, really want a cool partnership or a cool group of people who understand you, you're going to have to restore your faith in the universe and let it guide your actions, okay? These cards are all stacked on top of each other, for my spread anyway. The universe is guiding you to a group of people or an individual. Take it as your situation applies, okay? The universe is guiding you. Your ancestors, your spirit guides want you to meet a group of people, but for a while. They want you to pause and receive the messages from them that you must receive in order to grow as an individual and become your highest self. This is not the time to speed ahead and do, like I associate with the King of Wands, or in this case, the Mystic of Candles. There is no gender in tarot, and I love how this particular tarot set has been drawn up. You want to forge ahead. You want to do in this card. You want to continue to search. It's possible that the universe wants to bring this group of people to you. They don't want you to seek them out yourself. They want you to learn to sit and wait, and I know that that's incredibly difficult. As someone who frequently shows up as the King of Wands myself, sitting around and waiting for stuff to happen to me can be and has been agonizing at points. And yet, I hate to use this phrase, it makes me mad because I don't like to hear it. Good things come to those who wait. Not always, okay? Sometimes you are asked to go out and get, but in this case, you're not being asked to do that. You're being asked to wait for the universe and restore your faith in the universe that these people, that this person, if that's what you're looking for, will be brought to you. Folks, I hope that you do meet the people that you're meant to be with for the rest of your life, if not for a period of time where you take wonderful lessons from them and then you and they move on, go your separate ways after having learned wonderful things from people. I hope that you have a wonderful total solar eclipse, and I'll see you later. Take care.